God. Ask God.
Scott, Volker, Matt here. Hey man, I talk like I know you because I feel like I do, even though you don't know me from Adam. It's got to be weird for you, by the way. As a podcaster, I apologize for that in advance. Listen, I've made myself a promise. The next time I had a $300+ day, the flywheel's really starting to turn for the business. I'm up at $486 for today. Dude, this is a huge deal for me personally. For my sanity, I've got a full-time job. It's a lot of responsibilities, very stressful, and this is a great reprieve, and it's a great side thing. And now I've got a clear line of sight to a business that might just change everything. My wife has since spun up an FBA business, largely due to your inputs as well. So listen, this is a huge gift, so thank you. On behalf of, I'm sure, everyone who's listening, and certainly my family, thank you. Listen, I'm a little bit opposite world. My strategy's been very different. I don't do the whole fits in the shoebox, low cost, high velocity thing. Mine's oversized. It's quite expensive to me, my costs. And as a result, it's quite expensive on Amazon. And the stuff is heavy. My main product, at least, I've got several, but I need to figure out this freight forwarder deal in the logistics. I'm still shipping to my house. I believe you've done a lot of that in the past. You might still be doing it now. And I wanted to get your thoughts on where you're at with freight forwarding and the logistical side, the inspections. Do you do them in China? What the heck happens when it lands? Like, it's really overwhelming, even with the resources that are out there. I just started looking at it, and I feel like it could work against me if I'm not extraordinarily careful, but I also know I need to do it because I can't keep up with the business. Orders are coming in and exceeding my capacity for inventory. I've got to get some serious volume going with my orders. So freight forwarding and sea shipping is going to be where it's at. So listen, that's my question, man. I hope the move is going well. I'm in the Southeast as well. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee one of these days. Thank you. Later.
Hey, Matt, what's up, brother? Hey, thank you so much for the question. And also, it does feel a little strange sometimes because it does feel like we kind of know each other. And then when we meet, it's even a little bit more strange because then it's kind of like, you already do know pretty much everything about me. So let's get this started right. Put your fist up. Let's do a little fist pump. Let's go ahead and put our hand up or a fist bump, I should say. Let's give a fist bump, kind of like they do in baseball. All right, man. So yeah, that was that was cool to hear, by the way. And I'm so glad that you had, like this little metric in your head that said, you know what, once I hit like 300 a day, I'm going to really say, you know what, this is validation, and this is getting me excited. And that's awesome, because I think that's what we all need in anything that we do in life, right? We have to create these little metrics in our own head that say, hey, once I get to this little milestone, then it's going to prove that it works and that I should probably focus a little bit more on this. And then it's going to get you more excited. And then kind of like, I talked in the beginning, it's kind of like getting that confidence to then move to that next level. And you're kind of at that level where you're like, you know what? I'm going to have to start, doing, the whole sea shipping and shipping, directly to Amazon, and that stuff can be scary. It's another level of risk. It's more obstacles that you're going to have to go through. It's more things you're going to have to control, and you're going to have to, keep your eyes and ears on and open for. So, all of that stuff comes into the mix. But again, it's part of the process for you, right? Because you are doing it a little bit differently. And by the way, I want to commend you on that. I think that anyone out there that has the resources and I guess the little bit of risk tolerance that they want to put something up there that's a little bit more expensive, a little bit heavier, maybe oversized, your competition will be less, okay? With that said, there's a little bit more risk too, because now we have a bigger product. We have, it costs a little bit more to get it here. We also have the possibility of someone returning that item now. And now all of a sudden we're going to have to eat that entire cost. So there's a lot of that goes into it, but I want to commend you because it's it's something that I think you're seeing as a way for you to eliminate some of that competition. So for anyone out there that's also thinking about doing that, understand there are those risks, but there are also those rewards. And as Matt has just said, and I'm so glad that your wife is now kind of like, involved in this whole thing, and you guys are kind of like partners in this. And it really does help when you have that, that really, I guess, togetherness, because when times get tough or times get good, you want people to celebrate with or people to lean on. So really, really awesome stuff. My recommendation here though, Matt, would be to definitely look into a freight forwarding company. Now there's one called Flexport. I have not personally used them yet, but I've heard really good things about them. Derek Miller, who I had on the podcast, he was episode 131. If you have not listened to that, or anyone else listening to this Ask Scott session, definitely go check that one out. That's theamazingseller.com/131. And if you guys want to, you can just go over to the show notes. All of this will be linked up there as well. So don't worry about having to write that link down. It'll be at this episode, which is theamazingseller.com/247. And you can find all the links in the show notes and the transcripts and all that stuff over on this particular post. So I would say definitely go listen to that. I think Derek will also help you out with this. If you want to contact him directly, he could probably direct you, properly. And again, he outlined it really, really easily. He does use Flexport as well, I believe. At least he did at the time of that interview. So I just talked to Greg Mercer last night, and he was saying, again, he has been using Flexport now. The way that it was described to me, Flexport is really like the 21st century, freight forwarding. Before it was always like faxing stuff to this one and having this certain bond, and then this certain paperwork has to be sent here and signed off and all of this stuff, right? Flexport really makes it where it's controllable inside of this one location. It's kind of like a nice, unique dashboard. Now, one little side note, I did also hear that they are right now only accepting certain clients. So you might want to contact them and see if they are accepting new clients, and also if not, who they would recommend maybe that you go to. But that's the one that I would recommend. I know there's been other ones in the past, but that would be the one that I would use myself. And when I do end up doing freight forwarding and all of that stuff, I will be looking into Flexport as well. All right, so that's going to answer that question. Matt, once again, thank you so much. And keep me posted on your success, man. It sounds like you're doing amazing. So definitely keep me posted. And let's jump up right now and do some high fives. I mean, really some big high fives, man. You're doing awesome. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.